When I was talking about sharpening, I couldn't skip sharpening by high-pass filter. You might not be sure what is high-pass filter, but when you open the filter gallery, you have something like others, and we have few different options that we're not going to use, but the high-pass filter, which exists over here, is something super popular among Photoshop users. I have to hit cancel because I haven't duplicated my layer, so I want to duplicate this layer. And right now I'm going to do this once again, other and high pass filter. So we can set once again the radius of the pixels for the high pass filter. As you can see, if the radius will be stronger, it's going to pick up the bigger areas. If it will be smaller, it's going to be focused more on the detailed area of the image. I'm going to set something universal. I usually set this maybe between 5 or 10 pixels for the high pass filter, and that's how it looks like actually at the moment, and it doesn't look well at all. However, when you're going to change blending mode that you already know, I'm going to set soft light, for example, at first, because it's not so strong. You can notice that this image is actually sharpened, and it gives us some control. We can change into overlay, which will be stronger. You can set vivid light, which will be even stronger than this, and then you can just lower the opacity. However, the problem with high pass filter, it often can give you the halo effect. And also, it can be a bit destructive. So what I'm actually doing, let me zoom this, it seems I couldn't remove it. So let's start once again. So usually when I use high pass filter, I do 2 duplicates of this image. On the first one, I'm adding some of the blur, Gaussian blur, and let's set 10 pixels, something just universal. And then on this second layer, I'm going to set high pass filter with the same value. It's very important to hit the same value, or at least very similar value. And then I'm going to change blend mode into vivid light or linear light. Both will be really great. And then these 2 layers I'm going to put into the group as before. Control or Command G, and I can call this sharpening. So first of all, the fact that we used this blue layer, as you can see, the effect that we applied is not so strong. It's really soft and it breaks down the edges really nicely, so it's not giving us such a strong halo effect. If the effect is too strong, you can always lower the opacity a little bit. But for me, high pass filter is super powerful if I want to do some simple sharpening. I often use this more than I use basic sharpening tools, so if you feel comfortable, you can always experiment with this. You can duplicate this layer for stronger effect, you can lower the opacity for lower effect. So as you can see, the high pass filter is another tool which is mostly used in photography for sharpening.